Alright guys, Dokkan time, and today we are doing the 6K run burst mode for Jiren, and it's going to be for the all-out struggle. This is the team I did use to complete it. We have both of double Evoken lead. We had Vegeta, full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the 8th anniversary Z-Bomb duo, and then intelligence feature Gohan, and a free-to-play unit being LR Roshi. We did get it down to only 620 points, but, you know, if you wanted to go for a higher threshold, you could technically go higher once the LR EZAs drop on global. These are the modifiers that we did go ahead and use. We tried to keep the damage as low as entirely possible, just like with the reps of Universe 17. So it wasn't too difficult. I would say that Evoken pretty much carries. And let's see here. What is the friend unit we use? I swear we used like Scythe. It was either Scythe. No, we used Blazer's friend unit. There we go. Appreciate you, Blazer. So it wasn't too hard of a fight. Wasn't too hard. Nope, not at all. It did take me a couple tries though. This burst mode, for whatever reason, I had some poor RNG. Just FYI, you should probably have taken the left side. I went right for no good reason. Wasn't really thinking about it. But always go to the whatever side has the most ki that you can grab, especially when you're going -3 ki for the freaking thing. But not too difficult when we lower the damage super low. I think that's the real, that's the margin there. Like, if you can go into, like, even 6100, like, that means you are upping the damage and you're taking a little bit of a bet. So, but yeah, it's not too difficult. Not too difficult at all. I think the worst part about this burst mode entirely is pretty much just the locking mechanism on the third phase. Otherwise, it's not difficult really that much at all. These first two phases, in fact, we just kind of blow through. Like, straight up, you just blow through the first two phases, no problem whatsoever. It's pretty quick. I also will say this is the all-out struggle one, so you could actually be using the LR Gammas. If you have the LR Gammas, you have a much easier time getting through this than I will have. But unfortunately, I was not fortunate enough to pull the LR Gammas, therefore this is going to be a little bit harder. Not really super hard, but not super easy either. So it's still pretty easy. It's just, when it comes down to burst mode, the hardest part is always just, it's just always, you know, getting more points. If you want more points, you're gonna have a harder time. That's just how it's gonna be. You're gonna have a much harder time getting more points. The 6K mark is usually pretty straightforward, pretty simple. But yeah, it's straight up the lock character locking that really kills us on the final phase of Jiren when he gets angry. That is what really hurts us the most in this entire fight. Otherwise, I mean, it's not too difficult. It's really not. It's not too difficult at all. So we are here now on the tech phase, which is actually the second phase of the fight. This one shouldn't be too difficult. We should get through this pretty quickly. With Master Roshi, honestly, if you can do it, I would almost say you should just float him the entire time. Like, really, you really should just be floating him. I don't think you should keep him on rotation. He doesn't gain any attack or defense really on Super. So the best thing to do is to get him out of the way. But as you can see right there, mine dodged. So that's Roshi. Most of the time you're going to be going through this fight, pretty much Evoken is just going to be pretty much carrying. You're just going to try and get 24 ki, and you should be able to Evoken your way through the entire fight, pretty much. At least that's where I felt that this team is mostly getting all of its damage. Like I said, if you had LR Gammas right now, you would be supporting, increasing the damage even further, doing more damage with the Gammas. Especially right now, like if you had the LR Gammas, Gammas are going to just rush through this phase. Especially if you get a nice healthy pool of int orbs. I mean, you'll probably just triple quad super and utterly destroy this phase against Jiren. But unfortunately, we only have a couple things to rock here. Not a lot of damage dealers. Not a lot of damage dealers. The biggest damage dealers are definitely Evoken and the Vegeta. I will say Super Saiyan Full Power Goku is nice. Primarily in the fact that he's in slot 1, you know, he tanks decently enough with this low damage modifier settings, and the only reason like he doesn't do much is with how low the damage is, with how low we made his defense, the fight doesn't last very long. So by the time that we actually are going to be able to get Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku to transform into his full power state, by the time that happens, the fight is over. I mean, it's pretty much over at that given point. So you won't really get to take advantage of Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku up until that point, really. Alright, so we're on to the STR phase where it actually does start to ramp up just a bit here. And with all physical types on the attacking rotation, this is where things actually can get difficult. This is where it actually can really throw you off. Mostly because physical units. You know, physical units are going to take more damage unless you dodge. But Evoken is so strong that he just kind of pushes his way. They just kind of push their way through. Yeah, you crit. You'll probably take out about a bar and a half or two, depending on how many times they actually super attack. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of normals. That was like 3 normals and 2 supers right there, and we almost got through 2 bars. So, yeah, double digits at least. He does lower defense though, so that is something to be very wary about. It should be for like a 3-turn process, so they will have a weaker defense, I believe, the next time they show up. Good old Roshi. Yeah, like I said, Roshi's kind of a dodge or die at this point right here. And we have the damage modifier pretty low, so if you really want to complete this, I would highly suggest keeping the modifier low, or I would suggest potentially taking LR Gammas and replacing the LR Roshi, if you want to get more points anyways. But yeah, Roshi, he just barely, like, skates on by at this point. He just barely skates on by enough that he doesn't get us killed. And that's the beauty of having the damage modifier so low. These old Dokkan events, you know, it's nice that they added the burst mode to, you know, start making them more fun and upping the damage. Because, you know, 170, 200% teams, all of these teams are just way overpowered. They're just super overpowered for this fight. So when you take in a free-to-play unit, though, and you, like, increase the damage modifier by, like, over 1,000%, you know, you can definitely see the real increase in damage, and it gets it to a more closer to a red zone-esque level. As you can see, we finally got the standby off with Goku on turn 5. But by the time we actually are going to see Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the fight's going to be pretty much over. Pretty much over. I think we'll get to see him attack once, which is pretty normal if you have ever used Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. That's pretty much his track record, is he goes full power and then you end the fight. Or you will have almost ended the fight already by the time you can get into his standby finish point. And we're waiting, and we're waiting. And Future Gohan gets the win. Now we move on to the final phase here. Alright, where did he lock us? He locked the 8th anniversary duo into slot 1. As you can see, that could be a very killer point. Like, if this had happened in a point where the modifier's damage was higher, we probably could die in this instance very easily. We're double digiting because, you know, we've built up a little bit throughout the fight, a very small amount, not a huge amount. And the damage modifier is so low that even physical characters can survive normals. So, but if they did take a super attack right there, we could have taken a good chunk of damage easily. Like, I think we only increased the damage by like 200, 300% or something like that. You gotta understand the damage from normals from these Dokkan Fests are so pitifully low. Like 50k is how much damage they do. So even if you increase it by 100%, that 50k normal is still only gonna be like 100k. So you would literally have to times 1,000 or 2,000% increase that damage in order for it to be troublesome to any degree, really. So just keep that in mind. But Roshi doesn't really get that much, doesn't have that much defense, so of course he still takes quite a bit of damage right there. Plus, Jiren super attacked right there, and I do believe that this Jiren does actually increase his defense. Does he increase his defense on super? He increases damage dealt to enemies by 140%. So he already has an increased modifier right there. But yeah. So once again, the locking mechanism kind of traps us in here with a physical unit in slot 1. But I think we're going to, like, pretty much clear them out right now. Hold on, let me check here. Yeah, I mean, we're just pounding away at his health for the next 6 minutes. It's pretty rough. It's pretty... Like, this fight wasn't super difficult. It's just you're just pounding away at a brick wall, so... And Vegeta's probably going to do like 2 bars worth of damage right here. Probably, roughly. If you did not pull this Vegeta, please just use some red coins and grab him. I'm not even kidding. Like, this Vegeta is going to be just so useful in general for the remainder of the year, probably. I foresee Vegeta being useful for at least the remainder of the year. If not the remainder of the year, but into next year. I don't see this Vegeta falling off almost at all. Other than, perchance, Universal Survival Saga or Reps of Universe 7 somehow gets weak, I don't see this becoming an issue whatsoever. Good chunk of damage? Not that much. At least what we can tank with him, right? Oh, wow. He still took like 50k. That's pretty crazy. And let's see, Evoken got locked into slot 1. I should have just kind of thrown Z-Bomb Duo potentially in slot 1, but I really wanted to make sure they had enough key to 24 key super. Try to get some more build up in there. As you can see, that might have been a mistake, because Future Gohan, oh boy. This guy shows that he's really good, but he really wants a Trunks. He really wants Trunks to be next to him, otherwise his defense can be lacking sometimes. So just beware of that Future Gohan if you do use him. He can definitely be lacking in the defense department. Had we raised the modifier even by a good 100% right there, we probably would have lost another good chunk of 50 to 100k. So it's just something to keep in mind. You know, the damage modifier being this low is what's making this easier. Increasing the damage modifier will be what actually gets people killed in this fight. Otherwise, this fight is pretty easy, really. I mean, if you have these options. If you're more of a newer player, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, burst modes are not permanent. Newer players are just kind of locked out of being able to potentially do this burst mode. I'm not even going to lie about that. These burst modes are pretty... Like, as far as hitting 6k, it's pretty rough for free-to-play units, free-to-play characters, players. You know, just because I can rock Roshi on this team doesn't necessarily mean that he's the best choice whatsoever. He was not a good choice to bring into this fight. He was just one of the only decent and good options to bring to the fight. So just be aware of that. I think we do kill this turn. Unless we just die and I forgot that we actually lost. We actually lost. But we have a revive. The revive on Vegeta saved us there. For real. I fight for Bulma, for Trunks and Bula. For the oath I made to Kaba, for my Saiyan pride. I fight for all I built and am I all I am. I won't abandon all of that. I think literally on both of my playthroughs that Vegeta revived. I'm pretty sure Vegeta revived on both. And I think we just kind of get the kill here. Yeah. Or maybe we go on for another turn. We might actually go on for another turn because we still have 15. This is only 15 minutes on the recording. Dokkan mode? Truly Dokkan time. Let's see how much damage we do. I don't think... We definitely don't kill, but Jiren is now officially going to be small potatoes. You're just small potatoes. Man. Man, that Goku is awesome. I just wish he had triple supered, because that would have been great. I would have preferred to have finished that with Super Saiyan Full Power Goku. But it's alright. Yeah, we still go on to the next phase. Do we at least use, like, Vegeta? Nope, because Vegeta got floated off. So this was kind of scary. I remember having a little bit of fear right here, because... I had a feeling we were going to get slot 1 supered, and I'm like, man, we got his health so low. Please don't let me die here. And these guys aren't taking double digits anymore. Like, this scared the crap out of this. This put the fear of Kami into me right here. 500k, guys. This close. We were this close to dying. We were so close to dying. We were so close to dying. Look how low our health got. We got down to 150k health right there. A commendable effort, he said. Oh god. But anyways, yep, that was the run. We did lower the damage as much as entirely possible. If you want to take a look here, we had intelligence, physical types. We had the 600 team cost or less. You had to make sure you couldn't do any sealing, no stunning, no attack lowering, no defense lowering. AGL types, damage reduced by 50%. Increases attack and defense by 200. Reduces damage by 25%. Starting for the third phase, his defense goes up. Yeah, see, we dodged all of these attack modifiers. Just even one of those 150% attack modifiers would have made it painful. But you can definitely up the point usage here. You can definitely up the point usage. I just feel like even raising the point usage from the attack modifiers, just raising it even a little bit will make this infinitely harder. Just because of all the physical type units you're using. So just be very wary of that. Oh, you can definitely raise the defense up there too. Like I said, this is pretty lax at this low of damage. You can probably raise that defense higher. I just wanted to try and get through it faster, so I lowered his defense and tried to increase his HP. But yeah, as you can see, there was a lot. Oops, there was a lot of room to increase the total amount of points there. So, anyways, guys, let me know what team you used to do the all-out struggle 6K burst mode against Jiren. Anyways, thank you. Have a good day and a good night.